Hi, welcome to today's episode on our relationship series. I have my amazing sister here. She'll go ahead and introduce herself.
Hello guys, my name is Adeze Bonomako, and I am excited to be here. Yeah, let's talk.
Okay, thank you. So, I know you are a mother, you are a wife. Mm-hmm. So how are you able to manage that role, being a mother, being a wife, still going to school, and still running a business?
So how I'm able to manage it is more so living through it. Like it can be chaotic if you are not first an organized person or a focused person. Like there are three different parts of my life. Marriage is one part. Mm-hmm. Raising a child, being a mother is another part. And being a professional or going to school or career is and different parts. Yeah, and still doing business. They are all different parts of one person. So I don't even know if I'll say, okay, this is how I do it. I just focus on one part. I'm being a wife right now, and I'm everything my husband needs, and I'm going through life with him. I don't overthink things. I don't say, okay, this is how it's gonna be. We're gonna focus. We're gonna do this. Obviously, you learn as you go, right? There's some things I listen to a lot of marriage seminars, a lot of marriage content. Because you cannot grow without knowledge. Mm-hmm. You cannot grow without learning from somebody, learning one thing or the other in the space that you're in. So yes, I consume marriage content. I also consume parenting content. I have a vision of how I want to raise my children. And God said we should raise him godly seeds. So in raising godly seeds, there are things that you have to do. You have to put those in perspective. Okay, how much screen time? What do my kids consume? What do they watch? Are they, I monitor. Before we even gave my son an iPad, if we haven't even given him the iPad, just, once, you just, oh, mommy, you want to watch this? David and Goliath is the best cartoon. Now, it might change later. But, David and Goliath, it's another kid somewhere will be saying they want to watch something else, right? Maybe not a Christian content. I'm not saying that watching a non-Christian content is not good, right? But having a child at 2, raising them in that way, that they're consuming these things, in 20 years from now, there will be a difference between a child that's not consuming that and a child that's consuming, Christian content. So putting that aside, like it's one part of my life and something I have to do. Man, women really do a lot. Yeah. But you can't do these things. You can do it without, some people don't have their spouses, right, present. But it's better when you have your spouse to support and everybody is in koinonia and we're in sync and we are in, making this decision and moving the family forward together. Are there ups and downs? Jesus, who doesn't have ups and downs? Are there sometimes where we disagree? Are there sometimes where you feel like you've overstretched your disciplinary situationship? Mm-hmm. You take a step back and like, okay, I didn't do this well, I did this well, so how can I do it better next time? So I know I'm all over the place, but what I'm trying to say is how I do these things is to compartmentalize them and, be present in the moment when I'm doing them. Okay. I'm a mother now, and this is what I do as a mom. I'm a wife, this is what I do as a wife. I'm a student, this is what I do as a student. I do business, this is what I do when I do business. Like, when I run my business is when my kids have slept. At night, I have time to go in there. I do a couple of things, right? I build websites. First of all, I'm a housewife. Let's put it that way. I don't have a professional job, right? But, I'm not a lazy woman. So we have to, get things going and, work and earn money for yourself, which is very important. But I left my thought. Yeah, but what I was saying was, I run my business at night when my kids are sleeping. I'm able to go in there. Okay, I'm able to, if I have a website that I'm, building for a client, that's when I do most of the work, right? Okay. If I have assignments, I'm a student as well. That's when I do most of my work. And you sleep at odd hours because you have a dream to birth. Yeah. You have something that you want to become. You cannot let yourself go or let yourself fall short of things that you're supposed to do. Because you have a child doesn't mean that you no longer prioritize your marriage. Because you have a child doesn't mean that you would let yourself go. I know that sometimes it could be difficult, right? It could be really hard on some people. Even me as a person. Sometimes my husband comes back, my eyes red because because this student has shown me. My eye have seen my ear that day. Sometimes the kids are not in the mood. They're gonna show you stuff. They're gonna.
So, in doing those phases, what have you learned so far? Doing those phases, being a wife, being a mom, and going to school and still running a business. What have you learned that are very significant? Very
significant things I've learned is perseverance. 1, perseverance. 2, consistency. 3 is, how do I put this? Not giving up on that thing that you want to do. Completing what you set out to do. It's different if you started something and then, there's no headway there, or maybe it's the wrong move, you change, you switch course. And another thing is knowing when to, take a break, slow down, stop, right? But most especially perseverance. I'm originally from a humble background, and coming to America, very interesting story for another day. But I'm here today and I'm like, I cannot allow my dreams to die. If I want to become something, I'm going to become it. Except it's no longer relevant to my destiny or what God has purpose for me. But despite kids, despite husband, despite anything, there's a purpose for my life that God wants me to fulfill, and that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't really matter what's thrown at me, it doesn't really matter how hard it is. Like right now, my last semester, and it's hard, not because the courses are hard, but just that navigating, have to go to school almost every day. I have kids, put them in daycare before I even found daycare for them. All those things can be very discouraging. At some point, I'm like, should I drop these classes and just
focus on
let me just, but I'm almost done. You're almost there. So just finish, pull through. There are days where it would be like, what am I doing here? It's not that deep. It's not that serious. But you have to keep going.
Thank you so much. So I want to ask this question because there's a lot of stigma around women who choose to stay back to, raise their children. And I don't know if other women that talk bad about those women, I don't know if they're speaking it from a standpoint of jealousy or because they can't do that. So is there any, what do you have to say about that? Like, a woman can just choose, I want to stay home, I want to stop my work, I want to stay home and look after my children. Then other women will see them that, this person is lazy. Like my wife, we both decided, let me work and just stay with our son. But you hear all this stuff from outside, you have been staying at home, go and work. But raising up a child is very, very difficult. So can you just speak briefly about that, if it's something wrong?
To be honest, in my opinion, all these things are not always how they seem. Because somebody comes and tells you that, I'm a stay-at-home mom, doesn't mean that she doesn't have anything to do in her life. So when people hear that, they quickly jump and like, you stay-at-home mom, work, do this and do that. Everybody's family is different. Everybody's built differently. Like, you now and your wife now, you guys are doing what's best for you. And because you have a vision, you have a vision that you're trying to birth. If that's what you're led to do, then do that. Like, first, we are Christians before we are any other thing, right? God says something, depending on the seriousness at which you take it, you would approach life like that. Yeah. So I believe that women that decide to stay home and take care of their children, there's nothing wrong with it. What becomes a challenge is when there is suffering. Some women are able to, do this stay-at-home mom thing and they are fulfilled. It becomes a challenge when you are not fulfilled in that journey that you're in. So that's why you have to discuss with your husband, is this something that you want to do? If it's not, you find a way. You will be, there's something they call, you would now be taxed with defending your cause. And you say, oh, hubby, I don't want to stay at home like that. Okay, let's negotiate. You know, depends. Everybody has their own different opinions. So you discuss and say, okay, or maybe after 6 months, maybe after 1 year, because you know yourself. Yeah. You know that maybe after 1 year, single the pepper my body, it's gonna be doing me somehow. So I gotta, you know, put myself in a good place and also put my marriage in a good place, because these women are hearing these things, they will be firing their husband, or they feel like, you know, they're on easy and rest. There's nothing there. If your mind is at peace, be doing you. Just be doing you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. And lastly, to round up this video, I have two questions to ask. You have 2 children,
Yes.
a boy and a girl. So is there any difference? I know they are. So can you tell us in raising them up?
Yeah, they're so cute. When I think about them, I'm like, oh, my loves. But a boy and a girl. Now my kids are still young, so if I notice any difference, is that they're complete opposite people. Wow. Tobichiku is more so, you know, a little bit reserved. You know, you can see him shouting, but he's reserved. He's not just like a regular guy that's like rough and everything. He's not the person. He's cool, calm, and collected, you know, type of guy. So he's different in that way. Adugo, on the other hand, my second one, she's the girl. She's, you know, she's shalaye, she's everybody gonna collect at any time. She jumps, she flies, she does anything. You know, they're both different. In fact, they're opposite of each other. Yeah, so the only thing that I would say is she's more, you know, mommy, you know, huggy. It's not even like she's so huggy and mommy and so gumbody. They call it gumbody me like this. So, I mean, I guess that's the girly thing in her. But aside that, they're still young, so they're doing them. Me, I don't know. I just start to walk.
Okay, so and the way you discipline them differs, right?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, at this point, anybody gonna collect when you do rubbish. So it really doesn't matter. The only thing I try to caution the older one is to, you know, be gentle with her. Even the girl, now she didn't worry. So she's the one that is always disturbing. She will climb his head, she kick him. You know, he's very patient with her, and I thank God for that. And as he grows, I hope and I believe that he would continue to be that way with her and the rest of his siblings.
So what advice do you have for, like, any stay-at-home mom watching us at this time? You know, there's this, like I said, this stigma, or once a woman is staying at home, people just tag her as if like, oh, she's lazy and all that. What advice do you have those kind of
My advice is same, which is, if your mind is at peace doing what is best for your family, continue to do it with joy. Continue to do it with contentment. Continue to do it with honor, and you're serving your family, you're serving your husband, you're serving your children. So if God has put that contentment in you, it's because you're supposed to be doing that at that exact time. So, but on the other hand, if you're not content, if you feel like, you know, unrest and you feel you need to do something, pray about it, figure it out, think about it. There's always something that you can get doing. Take a class on Udemy. Sophia, right?
Sophia,
yeah. Take a class, do something to keep your mind working. Even if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're not, nothing is burning, take a class. Keep your mind going, keep your mind working. You know, ideas come like that as you begin to work on your mind and your brain, right? So, yeah, my advice is stay the course, sis. Stay the course.
Okay, thank you. Before we finally round up, sorry, because we're just talking about mother, women. How can husbands be supportive to their wives, you know, so that they don't feel burnout, and women don't feel as if, oh, they are the only one doing everything?
I know.
Because through my study, I discovered that we have like 3 kinds of couples. We have couples who are family oriented. We have couples who are career oriented. We have couples who are business oriented. So, and you can be one or two of these 3 I just mentioned. So how can husbands, you know, help their wife, help to be supportive?
Supportive. Yeah. If your wife, if you guys have children, it's always very helpful to help with the kids. And we say help now as though You're not really supposed to be doing that, but you are, because a husband is a husband. You take care of everybody in your family. You make sure that everybody is emotionally sound. Everybody is really, really, where they're supposed to be in their mind, in their body, wholesomeness. So as a husband, you should look out for that for your wife, for your children. Support her in taking the kids out, let her rest.
Okay.
Take the kids out somewhere, be going. Give her an hour or two. Like my husband would tell me, okay, babe, just go. Maybe if I want to go anywhere, I'll be okay. He would take care of the kids. And me, I'm busy saying, okay, the food is right there. This is there. When I come back, they don't sharp. They're okay. They're cool. And they enjoy that moment with their father, and it works out. So trust me, you will be relieving her of so much as she's carrying if you just do that. Just give her a hands-off moment for a day. It's going to be great. And love up on her. Women love gifts. Women love affection. Let them know that you care. Let them know that you are available, that you're there. You're present in the moment, because there's not much a man can do when it comes to hands-on, parenting and all, except from, kind of like spectating and overseeing things. Some men are different, I know.
Yeah.
But it will definitely help to, assure her that you're here in this moment now with her. You're going through this with her. You are helping with the kids. If the kids do something bad, you're disciplining them as you should, right? So those things, they take some weight off her fingers.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching us again. We will see you in our next episode. God bless you. Bye-bye.